Archaeologists once found a pot of honey in an ancient Egyptian tomb that was over 3,000 years old, and it was still edible. Not fossilized, not rotten, just slightly crystallized honey that people could have technically put on toast. Here's why that's actually possible. Honey almost never spoils, and the reason comes down to some genuinely clever chemistry that bees figured out long before humans had any idea what bacteria even were. First, there's the water content. Bees dehydrate nectar down until honey has almost no moisture left inside it. Bacteria and mold need water to survive and multiply, so when they land in honey, the honey actually pulls the water right out of their cells through a process called osmosis. Basically, honey doesn't just fail to feed bacteria, it actively dries them out from the inside. Second, honey is seriously acidic, somewhere around the pH of vinegar. Most bacteria simply cannot function in an environment that acidic, so even the few microbes that manage to show up don't last long enough to cause any real damage. And third, bees add an enzyme to the nectar called glucose oxidase. When that enzyme reacts with the sugars in honey, it slowly produces small amounts of hydrogen peroxide, the same stuff you might pour on a cut to disinfect it. So honey is quietly running its own built-in disinfectant system 24 hours a day for literally thousands of years. Put all three of those together, low moisture, high acidity, and a steady trickle of natural antiseptic, and you get a substance that's almost impossible for anything harmful to grow in. It also helps that the process starts before the honey even reaches the hive. Worker bees pass nectar mouth to mouth between each other on the way back, each one adding enzymes and removing a bit more moisture, and then the bees fan it with their wings inside the honeycomb to dry it out even further. Compare that to something like bread or fruit, which start growing mold within days simply because they're full of moisture, with nothing stopping bacteria from moving in. Honey skips that entire problem by refusing to be a livable environment for anything in the first place. Now, honey can still change over time. It often crystallizes into a thick, grainy texture, which trips people up into thinking it has gone bad. It hasn't. A little warm water and gentle heating brings it right back to its smooth, golden self, good as the day it was sealed. The ancient Egyptians actually knew honey was special too. They used it in offerings, in medicine, and even as an ingredient in embalming, treating it almost like a form of edible immortality. So next time someone tells you nothing lasts forever, just point them toward a 3,000-year-old jar of honey that would still taste fine on their morning toast.